Alright, so I've been cubing for a year and 1 month. I finally solved the Rubik's Cube on 28th of March 2020, and since then I've been cubing for almost every day, and I now have currently averaged 13 seconds on StackMat. And now there are some lessons that I learned through 1 years of speed cubing, and now I want to share them with you. The first thing I would love to say is, if you're still using the beginner method, please switch to one if you have a higher goal of reaching like sub 20 or like faster, because the fast you learn the method is easier. You start using some 2 look OLL or 2 look PL algorithms, and you start using the F12, and you start to learn the intuitive F12 more. And you need to choose a method obviously, but CFOB is most popular and is widely recommended, so I would also recommend you to learn the CFOB method. And while you're reaching sub 25, you should start learning full PL. It's not that many algorithms, it's just 21 algorithms, so you should start learning them. And after you learn the PL algorithm, you're probably quite near to reaching sub 20, and then you should definitely start learning the full OL algorithms. And now then you should start learning one algorithm per day. That's fine, because you will eventually get there. You will learn them in 1 month and a half. The thing is, once you start learning, it becomes easier and easier, and some cases are mirrors of each other, and you can use the left hand if you are comfortable with it. It's not that slow when you put your head on it. And now one more thing, do not try to learn VHLS, because like full OL is so much faster. I tried to learn Siebel in the meanwhile, so I thought it would be cool to like use VHLS and then set up into a ZBLL case, but it was pretty slow, and I was getting better time with OLL and PL. And another thing is, because you're learning algorithms, start learning the right algorithms and the best algorithms from the start, because I learned some algorithms that were fast to learn, but which the algorithms weren't fast when I was solving, because the algorithms were broken down into small yeah, what is that called, I'm sorry, like small sequences. So I thought, like, if ru r prime u prime, the algorithm is done some sort. So I learned the easier algorithm, but then in solve I started to realize when I was getting faster that these algorithms were holding me back, so I had to change the algorithms. So I would recommend everyone to start learning the best algorithms from the get-go. And when you're trying to reach sub 15, this isn't necessary, but you should start learning winter variation of COL, because they are quite easy to recognize and to understand, and you can get better times through it. And it is not necessary, but learning the algorithms definitely helps you and gets you a head start. And try to learn some F12 algs. Now I won't go and recommend you to memorize 41 F12 algorithms, no, that's not, but you should try to learn some of the F12 algorithms. They are quite useful when you take into account that you can get them. Like, there are some cases that take so many moves, and by using a simple 7 or 8 move algorithms, just saying, if there is one, you can definitely cut down on the move count. And if you make less moves, your turn speed is optimized and you get a better time. And another thing is, don't learn CBLL. It isn't like you can go ahead and learn them. I also tried to learn it, and I actually saw a video from Jaden McNeil because I was starting to learn, but I was so motivated to learn ZBL at the time, I ignored the video and I started learning. And then after I learned half of the entire use set, I quit, because it gets quite frustrating. And another thing is, I am using them in solves for like 3 or 4 months, and every time I get a ZBL case, that is the time I get one of the worst solves. I get like 15 seconds because they were so hard to recognize. it will take a lot of time for you to get synchronized with the algorithms. And here's the thing, you do a single pill 10 times or 12 times in 100, in an average of 100, and you do the same algorithm, same Zbel algorithm, not even once if you're lucky and you get that case. Otherwise, so the amount of drilling, you have to drill the algorithms a lot, and the recognition is quite trash. And if you like go on full mode to learn the ZB method and go and use Zbls, just don't use them, because the thing is, Sun and anti-Sun are the like fastest algorithms in when you consider OLM pill. And if you get a dot case and you do a Zbls algorithm and you end up getting a Sun and anti-Sun case, it wouldn't be worth it to like go and do some fancy Sun and anti-Sun Zbl, because these algorithms are already so fast. And the recognition H and pi cases are specifically trash, so I would not recommend anyone to go ahead and learn. Obviously you don't need to pay heed to me, so you can go and learn, but there are more things to focus, like better finger tricks and better look ahead and first pair recognition. And another thing is, when you're averaging quite slow, like 20 seconds or 25 seconds mark, don't like spam TPS. Just slow down, look where the pieces are moving, and turn, and it makes the cube a bit more stable than you'd want. Because when you're moving too fast, you see pieces move around too quickly, and you definitely want the cube to be stable. But when you're moving the cube in a really slow way, the cube is more stable than you want, and you look ahead to other pieces and you start to look at, and you get a better time eventually. You will not get fast times from the get-go, but it will become natural as soon as possible. And if you're averaging 30 seconds or 25 seconds, try to be color neutral, because when you start learning to be color neutral from the start, it's quite easy to switch to different color. But when you become sub 15 or sub 20, it starts to become quite hard, and sometimes you get such hard crosses, it's quite hard to like recognize the first pair. So when you become color neutral, you have such an option, and you end up getting easy crossed in like half of the solves. So try to be color neutral if you're still averaging 30 or 25 seconds or 20. I'm currently trying to be at least dual color neutral, because I get some pretty hard white crosses sometimes and it actually ruins my solves. So at least become dual color neutral. And another thing is, try to recognize the first pair from the inspection. When you become sub 15, try to look ahead to the first pair during cross. In inspection, plan the cross and the first pair, and you'll definitely get a better time. And the next two things are, be consistent. Obviously, now when we start, everyone has a dream of becoming Felix Zemdex one day, but what we end up doing is we practice and we see pretty fast improvement until sub 20. Then it becomes quite hard. When we reach sub 15, it gets quite boring. But if you have a goal in mind, you should keep practicing. Don't worry about time, you will improve eventually. Just don't stress about the time and keep practicing. You do 50 solves per day, keep doing them. Improve your times, improve your thought process, and improve your other problem areas, and keep practicing, and you will eventually get there. And if you don't have a goal, you just do it for fun, and you like after reaching sub 15 stop enjoying it, why are you still doing it? There's no need, no one is forcing you to, so you can definitely quit. But if you have a goal, you want to do something, so keep cubing, keep practicing. Like since I became sub 30, I've been aspiring to break the national record, so now cubing has become so boring to me and I have better things to do. But I have coded in my mind that I will break the national record, because I have told this to myself every single day from the last year. So I keep cubing. So if you have a goal, keep practicing. And if you don't have a goal, you are doing it for fun and you don't enjoy it, just quit. There are other things in life. And another thing I would say is be pretty conscious with break. It's not a physical exercise that you run and you take a break that your muscles get loose or something. When you start getting bad time, you tend to take a break and come back. Now it's sometimes good because your mind has some time to rest and you enjoy doing other things. You probably will discover a hobby, but don't take a break for too long that your muscle memory forgets the algorithms and you start to forget how you used to cook. Because eventually if you take a break like 2 or 3 months long, then you'll probably start to be like half a second or 1 second slower than you used to before. So be pretty conscious with your break. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace.